Hello, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm here on behalf of the 2011 census, and we have not received a census from your dwelling yet, and I just had a couple of quick questions that I wanted to ask you for the census.
Okay.
I don't need to know your name, I don't need to know your phone number, but we do need to know how many people live at the dwelling, what their date of birth or age is, what languages they speak at home and learned when they were children, and marital status. So all the information that I really need to get from you, but the 2A form, this census form is mandatory. So I've come to give you another opportunity.
You are aware of what a free man on the land is?
Absolutely. Well, no, maybe I don't know what a free man on the land is. I do know that under the Statistics Act, that every Canadian citizen is required to complete the census form. And I'm here as the supervisor of the enumerator that's come to see you previously, and I wanted to first try and convince you to complete it. Just those couple of questions, and then we won't bother you anymore.
Can you spell that mandatory first?
It is mandatory under the Statistics Act that you must complete the census of population.
No, I understand what the word mandatory means.
It means that they can prosecute.
Yeah, I understand what prosecute means. What I'm asking for is, how did that mandate get transferred universally?
That was put in place by legislation, members of Parliament in Ottawa.
So you believe that a minority can speak for a majority, regardless of the consent?
I'm not here to argue how the Canadian government...
I'm not asking you to argue, I'm asking you to explain. You just said that it was mandatory.
So it was put into Canadian legislation by the Canadian government. So as Canadian citizens, we're required to do that.
Well, no, actually, the consent there is that the MPs who put it into force are required to fill out a census. What I'm asking you is, how did they get the authority to speak for everyone universally?
Through elections, where they are voted in with a democratic vote in Canada.
But not everybody votes, right?
Well, I'm not here to... Every Canadian is given the right to vote. That much I do know.
Okay,
so every Canadian is given the right to vote for their member of Parliament.
Okay.
I am not here to argue the government system or Parliament. I'm not here to argue those points.
You're going to have to defend this idea that there's this mandatory, lawful, requirement.
If we don't complete the census form, then it means that we do not receive federal transfer payments in the amount of $1,200 for every person that lives in British Columbia and then gets rerouted down to the municipal level.
Is the information of your constitutionalist person that you claim...
Someone who will handle public relations?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have that information here with me right now.
Well, you just said you did.
I can get it. I can absolutely get that information and get that information to you. I don't carry it on hand when I'm out in the field. This is not a regular situation.
But, for years here, you guys have come, and I've been living here, You guys have asked me every single time.
Once every 5 years.
Yeah, and I've told you the same thing. I am a free man on the land, and I'm under no obligations when governments demand that I give them information on myself, or how many people live in the house, or what my name is, or any of this stuff.
I'll tell you my...
Excuse me, I'm just going to answer his point first. So all I'm here to do is to do a second visit with you where you are
I've had your supervisors come before. And I've explained all this before. I told them to take notes.
And that will happen every 5 years.
Yeah, that's fine.
You will still have someone contact you every 5 years.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I will have to explain it.
We will forward the information to our prosecution department.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they may choose to prosecute.
So now you're making threats.
I'm not making threats.
You just did. You made a threat.
No, I'm saying what the policy of Statistics Canada is.
I don't care what the policy is.
That's not a threat. It's a policy, sir.
Can I tell you now why I won't fill mine? I was going to fill it out until it said that I had a legal obligation. If I did fill it out, I'd be committing fraud because I'm not aware of any legal obligation. I've not signed anything, I've not committed to anything, and I haven't given any authority to any other third party to act on my behalf.
I am not in the position to argue the democratic system or how our laws come into effect. I am not.
I'm not saying you are, but when the ministry says if you do this or against the law or you can be prosecuted, That's a pretty serious thing. Well, I haven't given any consent to anyone to do that.
So I will forward, are you living in the same unit? I need to now collect this
Same
by
building,
unit
yes.
number. So
I'm the manager of this building.
you're the manager of the building.
Yes, I
and you
am.
live in unit number 105. Who is the person who lives in unit number 105? That is the person who I'm supposed to see who has refused. I need to make a note of that person who refused, what their reasoning was, and a physical description in case the
Okay.
prosecution department decides to prosecute the case.
Good, I hope that they do, because you know what?
They make
I'm going to
threats.
sue
They're-
you
I'm only
guys,
going by...
subject
and I will add your
policy
name
fellows.
to my lawsuit.
If they make any threats
Okay.
unlawfully, they will
I
be
have
subject
no,
to a citizen's
I have no
arrest.
problem with my name being a part of your lawsuit
Yeah.
because I'm just doing my job as it was taught to me.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
fine.
unfortunately, that is...
And
I'm not
I've
intimidated,
been-
look,
I've
I'm
been
not
nothing but pleasant
intimidated
this
by the
evening.
federal government in any shape or form, and as I told you, if you guys don't understand what a sovereign citizen or a free man on the land is, then you better,
Yeah, just
okay?
because a piece of paper says they can do it doesn't make it lawful. I can write anything on a piece of paper.
As a matter of fact, I've got documents I could get you to sign before I give you any information on what you want.
I mean, I am happy as a Statistics Canada employee. I have sworn an oath of secrecy. I do not share any information that is revealed.
That's not even the
You
point.
swear an oath.
I had to
before-
swear an oath of
Before you gave
secrecy
your consent to do what they asked you to do.
before I was allowed to handle confidential information from respondents.
Exactly. Somebody else
So
can
that
make
is
that
the only
decision for
way
you.
that we can ensure the security of the data that's
Yeah,
collected.
my point is though that somebody else didn't make that oath for you and act on your behalf, right? You made the oath.
It sounds to me like you have an issue with the parliamentary system and the system of government, that you believe that you did not vote for the people who are speaking for you in Ottawa.
I didn't give any authority to a third party to act on my behalf unilaterally on any issue.
So I'm going to just let this go now. I do need to know, I need to know who is the tenant of unit number 105.
Well, that's none of your
Authorized
business.
to give any information.
I'm not giving you any information on anything, sorry.
Well,
I'm not
I need to get a
obligated.
face-to-face refusal to put this forward.
Well,
So
you'll
I
have
need to know who the tenant is.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't give that to you.
So we will continue to come to your
That's
door.
fine. And I will continue to film. I will continue to make news reports on this.
Are the
is go-
evenings a good time to reach you at
this is
home or
help-
daytime?
This is going on YouTube also.
I think that
I
I
am
have
also
handled myself
going-
in a professional way,
That's
and I
okay.
haven't been threatening or confrontational with you. I'm just trying to do my
The
job.
other fellow that came, he was uttering threats at me and all kinds of things.
Well, I will speak to
Yeah.
him directly about that.
And
Absolutely.
I also indicated to him that a letter has gone off to Prime Minister Harper. I want this answered. Also, my MP here, who I am in contact all the time with, I will be talking to her, and I'm going to be demanding answers.
Well, and you have every right to do so. That is the democratic
I'm under
system.
no obligation for any government,
So-
and I'm not going to have government terrorism used on me in any shape or form, okay?
I'm not here to terrorize you, sir. I'm just here
Well,
to get
you are.
population information on
You
behalf of
sat there and said you could be prosecuted.
No, I
You could be
didn't
criminally
threaten you.
charged.
I explained
Well,
the policy.
statute does, but
Okay.
indirectly it's...
Have you gone online and looked up the Statistics Act?
I'm not interested in what the government has to say, and I'll repeat
Well,
it
then
again.
I'm not, excuse
Okay.
me, but I'm not interested in what you have to say any further
Good.
this evening.
Then I will not
Thank you.
tolerate any government terrorism. I'm sorry.
That's how it works.